That's right, man. Y'all saw the title. This is for single men who aren't fathers yet, who possibly want to be fathers, or you're still debating whether you want to be a father or not. Take your time. Be patient. There is no rush. Listen to me. As you get older and your money starts to increase, because as men, a lot of times, don't get me wrong, some men young, they see their wealth young. But a lot of the times, we don't see our wealth till we're like in our 40s, sometimes even late 40s, closer to 50s. But here's the main important thing. At that age, we can still have children. If you're still healthy and everything is still working fine, you can still have children at 60. Even in your mid-60s. Just look at Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, I think it was. Those dudes are super old. Those dudes are super old, and they just had kids. So you can be in your 50s, 60s, even mid-60s, and you can have a baby with a 30-year-old woman. And listen, you don't have to be a celebrity, okay? There are plenty of women who just are attracted to older men for whatever reason. So you can be in your 60s and get a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a messed up dude. Like, I love my girl. I love her very much. But who knows? When I'm 50 and she's 50, like 52, she's like two and a half years older than me, I may not be as attracted to her. Women go through a such thing as menopause, so their sex drive is not as high as it was when they were in their, younger years, when they were in their early 30s and 20s and stuff. And don't get it twisted. Your woman right now, let's say you're in your early 20s or your 30s and you're married to your woman, right? She may tell you, oh, I'll always want sex, I'll always want it, but that may not be necessarily true. And for all you know, when your lady gets older, she may be attracted to a younger man. She may want a younger man. So, again, my main point is do not rush. Do not be in a rush. Don't make the mistake because you're being pressured. You feel like, oh, I don't want to be old when I have a kid. I don't want to be old when my kid's young. Listen, take care of yourself. Focus on your health. Focus on your health now that you're young. Eat right. Exercise. Work on your mental health. Work on talking to God, like some type of form of meditation. Find out where your peace is and make sure you spend at least once a week with that peace. You know what I'm saying? If you could do more, do more. But if you could find out that peace, whether it's going to a park, going to a beach, or hanging out with this one person that just brings you peace. You know what I'm saying? Do that as often as you can. And do not rush to have a kid. Do not rush. Because I know me, I want to have, hundreds of thousands of dollars before I have a kid. You may say, oh, you sound crazy, but I don't want to be the parent to tell my kid you can't have this. Now, obviously, if your kid asks you for something outrageous, like, oh, I want like a $50,000 car or whatever, no kid should be asking for that anyway, but you get what I'm trying to say. The things that are within means, like, oh, I want these sneakers, or I want this remote controlled car, or I want, I want this dirt bike. I don't want to have to tell my kid, no, I can't, not right now. I want to be able to give my kid whatever it wants within normality, or within things that make sense, if it makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, quads, dirt bikes, my kid wants a pool, a big sleepover party, or a bounce house when they're younger. Just normal things that a lot of parents say I can't afford that right now. I want to be able to give to my kid. And I know if I have a kid right now that I won't be able to do that. I won't be in a situation. Don't get me wrong, I'm not poor, I'm not struggling, and I'm not living paycheck to paycheck either. But kids are expensive. They're more expensive than you think. And I'm not in tune with my family. I don't mess with my family. I don't have a bunch of close friends that'll, support me and help me with my kids. So I have to think about that as well. A lot of teens, a lot of men that are in their 20s and 30s, a lot of them still have support from family, from their mom. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk to my mom. I don't get along with my mom. So they could be showered with gifts. They could have tons of babysitter help. Again, I don't have that. And if you're in the same situation as me, this is why I'm making this video, to actually let you sit and think. Focus on yourself. Focus on making the money. Focus on investments. You know what I'm saying? Focus on things that build generational wealth. Focus on investing in things that make money for themselves. That is the main thing. You want to do something that makes money for itself. And that is my goal. know what I'm saying? Me and my lady are working on a business too. She's working on a skincare routine. You know, there's a lot of stuff she still wants to do. She's a nurse. She's not sure if she wants to be a traveling nurse or work at a hospital. You know, there's a lot of stuff she still wants to do. And having a kid right now will hinder you from making those decisions or hold you back. You know, parents don't realize that being a parent is the most unselfish job. The kid comes first. You know, even though a lot of parents don't treat it that way. You know, whatever you want to do with your career, your future, that gets put on the back burner. You should have thought about that before you had a kid. You get what I'm saying? That's the right way to raise a kid. When you raise a kid, whatever that kid wants, his future, whatever sports he wants to be in, whatever his passion is, you have to focus on that kid. Making sure they understand morals. Understand that certain consequences have actions. You know, make sure they're doing their homework. Make sure they're getting the proper sleep. Make sure they're exercising and healthy. Make sure their blood work is up to par. Make sure they're not getting bullied in school. You know, make sure they're actually learning. How are you going to focus on all these things while you're trying to work, trying to focus on your business, pay the bills, please your significant other? You can't do it all. That's why you got to make sure you take care of all these things before you have a child. You got to make sure everything I stated is in order: the money, the mental health, your career, all that stuff. You know, a lot of parents are extremely selfish. Don't be that selfish parent. Don't be that parent that say, I love my kid, you know, they're a blessing, but I wish I should have waited. I hear that too much. I've heard that so much from my female cousins. I heard that so much from, you know, my aunts and my family. I've heard that so much from outsiders. I'll be damned if I let that be me. I'll be damned. And people will congratulate you. You know, people's opinions really shouldn't matter, but, you know, it feels good when somebody tells you, man, you know what, shout out to you. Anytime I tell people, yeah, I don't have kids, and the reason why, they say, you know what, good for you, because there's too many men out here that are having kids just because of not being there. Or having kids out of a feeling because the woman told you don't pull out or because it feels good. Get out of here with that. Me, myself, I was a single child. I was raised by a selfish mother. I was raised by a mother who couldn't give me the things that I wanted. And the things that I needed. Not even just what I wanted, things that I needed, she couldn't provide. So I'd be damned if I put my child in that same situation. Again, I'm not struggling. Again, if I had a kid, I wouldn't be struggling, but I wouldn't be happy. I'm not about to be stressed out having a kid and take my anger out on my child. That's not going to happen. So let me bring it home. I'm going to drive the point home again, fellas. This is for you, man. Do not rush. You could be in your 40s, your 50s, even 60s. And if you're healthy and everything is working, you can have a kid. And again, listen, these women now that are acting stuck up, you know what I'm saying, that have all these requirements, they're going to be at your feet. They're going to be kissing your feet, begging for you to take them. I promise you. I promise you. The younger females now that will be 30 by the time you're 50, they will want you. I promise you. They're not going to want these dudes that are around the same age as them. So these females that are 21, 22, that have dudes around the same age as them, these dudes are fuck-ups, a lot of them. A lot of them are crash dummies. They be crashing out. They're scammers. You know? And I'm talking about those women that love the hood dudes. Those, not women, younger females. I mean, you could call them women, but, you know, the younger females who love those hood dudes. Those hood dudes aren't going to be around. They're going to be doing 20, 30-year bids, life in prison, or facing a death penalty, or they're just going to be dead and gone. So what are they going to have left? They're going to have the older dudes left, the older dudes that have their stuff together, that are more mature. Just be patient, fellas. Just be patient. No matter how much red pill content you see, no matter how much content you see with dudes trying to give you game, how to pick up women, how to do, yo, ignore that mess. Telling you to go overseas, passport bros, ignore that mess. There are women here in the USA that will be bowing down, worshiping you at your feet if you just work on yourself and be patient. Do not rush into having a kid. Do not do it. All right? Comment down below. Hit the like button because it really helps the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with a guy, a single guy that doesn't have kids that's debating who needs to hear it. Don't let him rush his woman into having him have a kid if you know what I'm saying, he's not ready. Peace and love.